Today, we're talking about a project that isn't just making waves. It's a full-on tsunami in the developer world. It's a tool that promises to turn your AI from a simple chatterbox into an actual hands-on partner.
Look, we've all gotten used to chatbots, right? You ask ChatGPT a question, it gives you an answer. It's a conversation. But what if your AI could break out of that little text box? What if it could actually see your screen, use your apps, and start managing your digital life for you?
Well, that's the question a new project is answering, and the reaction has been, well, explosive. This number? 68,000. That's how many stars the open-source project OpenClaw got on GitHub in just a matter of days. It went from a couple hundred to one of the fastest-growing projects in history, pretty much overnight. So what is all the hype about?
All right, let's get right into what this thing really is. At its heart, OpenClaw is about a massive shift. We're moving from a passive AI you just talk to an active AI agent that actually works for you. So here's the core idea. OpenClaw is an AI assistant you install directly on your own computer. It's not off in the cloud somewhere. It's totally local. And that eyes and hands thing, that's the key. This is not just a brain in a box. It can literally see what's on your screen and control your mouse and keyboard, interacting with all your applications just like a person would.
And this whole thing is incredibly new. It was only created back in late 2025 by Peter Steinberger and was originally called Clawbot. After a couple of quick name changes, it rebranded as OpenClaw in February 2026 and just took off. This kind of rapid-fire evolution just goes to show you how much people have been waiting for this kind of tech.
To really understand what makes OpenClaw such a game-changer, let's put it side by side with the AI that we're all familiar with.
This comparison really tells the whole story. ChatGPT lives in the cloud. OpenClaw is on your machine. That means OpenClaw can actually execute tasks like browsing the web or organizing your files, while ChatGPT is stuck just having a conversation. The next big point is privacy. Since it's local, your data stays with you. That is a monumental shift. And finally, proactivity. A chatbot just sits there and responds. OpenClaw can act on its own, like a true assistant that decides to check your email for you every 10 minutes.
So with all these new abilities, what can an AI agent on your computer actually do for you? Let's take a look at some of its superpowers.
For your personal productivity, the list is pretty impressive. You can ask it to find that one specific file you know is buried somewhere deep in your folders. You can tell it, hey, book a table for 2 at that Italian place for 8 p.m., and it can actually open a browser and do it. It can connect to your email to help schedule meetings or draft replies based on your instructions. And it connects to over 50 messaging apps, so you can control it from pretty much anywhere.
And for all you developers and power users, this is where it gets even better. OpenClaw can access your terminal to run scripts or manage servers. It can connect to your GitHub to review code or help you debug errors. You can even set it up to monitor your server's health and shoot you a message if the CPU usage spikes. And this part is brilliant. It has persistent memory, so it remembers the details of your projects and your preferences over time. It actually learns how you like to work.
Okay, this all sounds fantastic, maybe a little bit like magic, but how does it actually function? Let's pull back the curtain for a quick look at the architecture.
The system is actually pretty modular, which is smart. You can think of it like this. The gateway is the central hub. It's always running. Channels are the bridges that connect it to other apps like WhatsApp or Slack. Agents are the different personalities you can create for specific jobs. And skills are just like plugins. You can add them to give your agent new abilities. But most importantly, you get to choose the AI brain. You can plug into cloud models from OpenAI, or for total privacy, you can run a model like Llama right on your own machine. And while it might sound really technical, the team has worked to make it pretty accessible. Getting started is basically a 6-step process. You install it, you run a setup wizard, and you just make a few key choices. How you want to talk to it, which AI brain you want it to use, and what you'll give it permission to access.
But all of this power and access, it leads us to the most important part of this whole conversation. With this much power comes a whole lot of responsibility and risk.
This is the fundamental trade-off of OpenClaw, right here. The promise is incredible. Because it runs locally and it's open source, you can have an AI with total data privacy. Your data never has to leave your machine. But the risk is the flip side of that exact same coin. To do its job, the agent needs you to grant it broad permissions to access your files, your apps, your email. A mistake in setup, or if a hacker ever gained control of the agent, well, that could be disastrous. They could potentially control your entire digital life.
So, assuming we can navigate those risks, where is all of this going? Well, the vision extends way beyond just a personal assistant.
The roadmap here is incredibly ambitious. We're talking about entire teams of specialized AI agents all working together on projects. An ecosystem is already starting to form around them, with social networks and, I'm not kidding, even dating apps for AIs to connect with each other. The end goal seems to be a unified personal operating system, where OpenClaw becomes the single intelligent layer for all of your technology, accessible by voice, maybe even by computer vision.
And this isn't just some far-off dream. Real users are already getting immense value from it. As this engineer puts it, they can now manage complex cloud tasks from anywhere, completely autonomously. It's already changing how people work, today.
So, it all comes down to this. The technology now exists to give an AI the keys to your entire digital kingdom, your files, your accounts, your whole workflow. It offers this incredible promise of convenience and privacy, but it demands absolute trust. So the real question is, are you ready to hand over the keys